Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to go through some news items. Wheat is actually trading back up a little bit. It had a soft day yesterday, and let's go through some of the other news items here as well. Brazil Agriconsult actually reduced their expected production coming from Brazil from 172.4 down to 171.3, and we'll see if that keeps rolling along here. Interesting snapshot that Standard Grain had here, just the percent of production from each country. United States is by far the 31.2%, and then China 24.3%, but they've had a good crop, and you can see Argentina and Brazil and all others are not near as significant, but I'm sure that was said with wheat and soybeans, before they became the dominant player in production too. So Trump had mentioned yesterday that he's going to hit lumber and some other tariffs. When they start coming on, is probably more impactful. But as you can see, that the uncertainty in this market has actually made some of the metals, safe haven gold, has actually moved to record highs. You can see right here, gold has moved to record highs. So that's pretty significant as well. You can see it in the chart here. Hitting record highs. There's some analysts that say we're going to get to $3,000 per ounce. So, but you can see that even in the COVID times, uncertainty in there, we've gone way beyond it as well. So here's just a quick snapshot of some of the low temperatures, and you can see how it's reached way down into quite far into the growing region in the U.S. as well. So here's your temperature anomalies. So there's some cold over here, and in the next 10 days, of course, we're getting warming up in Western Canada. So it looks like that cold has maybe shifted, and there's a whole wave analysis that Eric Snodgrass talks about, how that cold might shift around as well. So you got some colder temperatures maybe in that region. We'll see if that actually comes about. And your precipitation anomalies. So there's actually talk about a little bit of hot and dry in Brazil or Argentina area there as well. Why I'm showing this is just showing where the key growing areas are and that temperature that we had. And here we got some snow cover. So you look at, and it's not big piles of snow cover, but that probably would insulate some of that cold temperatures, as we know. And I'm going to flip through a few different pictures of where the winter wheat is grown. So here's Europe. You can see it's concentrated in, France, Germany, Romania, kind of an area. Here's Russia. So you're going down, the southern part of Russia for sure, and then Ukraine. Here you've got it's in the southern part of their country as well. So when we look at snow cover, we've got partial snow cover and then good snow cover in some of these areas, right? So is it going to be enough? And is that cold weather, if it's going to hit, is it going to be significant enough as well, is the question. Let's just have a look at the markets first. Canola is up a little bit, and so I'm maybe reversing my thought that the canola might go down because of soybeans here, but we might have to maybe exit some of those positions. Rapeseed is unchanged to flat. Soybean oil is up a little bit. Palm oil is slightly down. Crude oil is basically flat at $72 a barrel. Soybeans are up, and your wheats are up as well. So if we have a look at canola on the chart, we continue to go up in this channel, approaching this 78.6 retracement value of 680-ish number. So and again, I had mentioned if we're short on canola, I think we just get the heck out. It doesn't look like it's pulling back, but what normally does happen is you get this within this channel for the last little bit. You're trading the channel width here, and it's just not looking like it's going to do that right now. So we could just take a pause on that situation there. We're trying to make some higher highs from your September highs, October highs that we made. It looks like we can maybe get back there on the canola side. Rapeseed, this is just rapeseed price in Canadian dollars minus the front month. So it is $105 more expensive than the Canadian canola. You can see that we had a long trend line here where the canola or the rapeseed just kept on getting more and more expensive than the canola, but now the canola is starting to claw that back a little wee bit, which is good to see on our side of the pond, that's for sure. Soybean oil, we're starting to, it looks like we're trying to break out here, which would be good, but we're looking at that just shy of 50-cent range to get to before we can break out of the previous high that we had over here. Palm oil, whereas it's clawing back as well. It's pretty good recovery, and stocks and use are a question on that one, right? So here's your soybeans. If we look at this as it's pulled back and now it's trying to claw back here a little bit. We'll just see if that's actually going to continue here. It's been pretty resilient for sure. Canadian dollar, it got above this value, and now we're trading back down to it here. So we'll see if that's actually going to be a full-out recovery on the Canadian dollar. Wheat, this is the story that we want to keep getting told, that wheat is going up because we've had two and a half years of downside. So love to get back to previous highs that we had in September and even into last June last year. So still looking for an upside target at $7 for new crop. And here's your hard red winter approaching highs that were made in September as well. But like to get back to that kind of a rationale that was made back in May last year. And that was due to some of the problems in Europe and problems in U.S. as well on their breaking out of dormancy and problems there. So we'll see if any of those things will kind of come to light in that complex. Here's your December. So it broke above your September. Still looking to probably get a little bit higher based on last year's news as well. Here's your Chicago. Not close to the September highs yet, but one complex will pull the other. Chicago is not the milling quality that all the other wheats are. So here's your milling wheat in Europe. Still not at its September highs. It's just chugging along a little bit slower to go up. If there's any weather stories, they'll probably show up on this one pretty quick. Here's your corn. It's actually at last year's highs on the front month. On May, you would have to go back to the previous January before it clogged back to get to the previous highs. But this is a pretty good looking chart. This is definitely a sell opportunity here for sure for the front months, May. And if you look at the DEES, our last May, we're not anywhere close to it yet. We've got a little ways to climb up, but this is a pretty good incline that we've seen here. And that's all I have for you today.